Benjies, welcome to the BingeWorthy podcast, part of the Geekish Network. My name is Johnny Randolph, and as you can see, I have a panel of distinguished co-hosts. My first co-host is Network. My name is Johnny Randolph, and as you can see, I have a panel of my next co-host is my guy. My first co-host is Network. My name is Johnny Randolph, and as you can see, I have a panel. Hey Chuck, my next co-host. Tell the people what's going on, man.
What's up, everyone? What's going on?
Know what it do? What it do?
Know what it do today. We're going to talk about what it's going to do, and this magic I'm going to be talking about.
Oh, Lord. We're going to talk about that. And joining us tonight is Miss Catherine Hicks. Catherine, say what's up to the people.
Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. I like that.
Dayla, say hello to everybody.
What's up? What's up?
Like it. And we are the BingeWorthy podcast. And tonight is our final episode of 2023. 2023 has been a dynamic and fascinating year. In this year, we have binge watched 39 television series. We have watched over 358 episodes. That's tantamount to almost 15,000 minutes of television series, equaling 250 hours. So suffice to say, we've been busy. And tonight, with it being our last show, we are going to celebrate, we're going to celebrate us. And in it, our format is going to get a little bit the standard. To break it down, a theme. A binge-worthy carol, the tale of binge-worthy present, past, and show. We are going to break it down into four. We're going to divide those are past, future. The first question that will be asked of all of the co-hosts is to identify what is their favorite show that we watch here. This question is, what was your favorite show of 2023 that we did not cover on BingeWorthy? Then we're going to transition over to the BingeWorthy of the past. And each co-host will have the opportunity to provide what show would they have liked to binge since BingeWorthy came into fruition in 2019. And then finally, we're going to wrap it up with the binge-worthy tale of the future, where each co-host will tell us what show they are looking forward to in 2024. So, Benjies, I hope you're ready for an action-packed, fun evening. Right now, we're going to turn it over to my technical director, where he's going to show just some of the shows that we watched during the 2023 season. So, BingeWorthy, about these shows? All right, so we're now to the see what show that binge watched that thought were favorites. That's normally always put the pressure on everybody else. I'm gonna put the pressure on myself tonight, so I'm gonna kick this thing off. And my favorite show that we watched as a collective for 2023 during the BingeWorthy season was The Legend of Vox Machina, my number one show. In a world where we're spending a lot of money on dragons and fantasy, this show came in and I felt kicked all of their asses. It was a show with great voice acting, remarkable season 2. Yes, season 2. Legend of Vox Machina season 2. Great voice acting, great characters, and just a lot of fun. So that's my favorite show for 2023 for the shows that we watched all together. Anybody have any thoughts, feedback?
No, it was a great show.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it was definitely in my top.
Yeah, it was one of the ones I had a hard time kind of distinguishing what should be my top show. So yeah, I agree.
That was also my top show this year, or that we watched together. Even though, but yeah, I love Titmouse, the animation company that did the animation for Legend of Vox Machina, did a great job. Great voice acting. Love the D&D vibe. And just being a D&D nerd, it just really lives up to, being at the table and having things happen.
All right, so Rakai, we're gonna transition over to you. For the tale of BingeWorthy present, what was your favorite show that we watched as a collective?
Well, like I just said, I had several that it was hard for me to narrow down. But I think one of my favorite shows of the year, and I'm gonna say one of because I had several, was a recent show we just did. We had what I thought was a great discussion on Blue-Eyed Samurai, Netflix show, or yeah, it was a Netflix show.
Mhm.
I just thought that the discussion that we had and the exploration into the character who Mizu was and who she was trying to be and the whole revenge plot. I mean, because we've seen things, like Kill Bill and things like that had a female-centric kind of revenge plot, but this was a little bit different. And I just thought that we had a fantastic discussion that arose out of it.
Okay. And all of these shows are on YouTube, so feel free to go back and watch them and hear what we had to say about them. Courtney, what about you? What was your favorite show, BingeWorthy Tale of the Present, that we watched collectively?
I would have to say, and I struggled. I went through several, and honestly, it was like down to like seconds, because then Rodney started playing like the list of the clips of what we did, and I was over and over again and back and forth. But for me, it's got to be Extraordinary Attorney Woo, because I felt like it kind of snuck up on me. I didn't know what to expect when we decided to watch that show, and it just captured me. And the thing about that I really loved about it is that every single episode was clutch. Every single one. Because the other show that I was tied with, it had solid season, but every single episode of Extraordinary Attorney Woo was just a banger. And so that has to be my present.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that one. That one kind of snuck up on me. Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, that one was the one that it was hard for me between Blue-Eyed Samurai, our discussion, and Extraordinary Attorney Woo. That was my next one. Good choice, Courtney.
Okay. Chuck, what about you? And you better not say what I think you're going to say. You better not.
I talked to him earlier today, and he was still trying to convince us.
My favorite show of all time is Willow from Disney Plus.
We're having technical difficulties.
2023 of all time.
We're breaking up. We're breaking up, people. There is a problem. We're working on it with Rodney.
Actually, my favorite show of 2023 was Amazon Prime's Primo. I think that was my number two. Perfect show. I think it was a short stage show in a house. It was about a family, and it just had all the parts. Like every episode was a hit, and it was very personable. And I feel like I fell into that show really easy.
Yeah, that one. That's what I was deciding between.
Between Primo and Attorney Woo. Okay.
Yep.
Good stuff.
When Primo on what's that?
Freebie.
Freebie. And that's. Yeah,
that's
and that's Amazon Prime. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Daylight, you haven't been with us all the year, but you have our list just like we did. What show did you find we watched collectively that was your favorite for 2023?
For sure. Thanks so much. I'm so glad to be here. And I'm listening and I'm like, you guys always tell me the cool shows to watch. Like, I have not seen most of these. I mean, I saw Blue-Eyed Samurai, but now I have a whole new set of shows to go watch. So thank you. I did not get to watch those shows with y'all. So I'm looking forward. I was also going to say Blue-Eyed Samurai. I have found myself rewatching it again. But I will say as a other high on my list as well is definitely Strange New World season 1. I didn't get to talk with y'all about it, but I just feel like it's an interesting mix of old Trek, new Trek, and the promise of Gene Roddenberry's vision kind of most fully come to pass in terms of crew and stuff. And just really like, yeah, just appreciating, like, they made a Star Trek musical. Like,
That was my second. It was my second, and I was
I was
battling
like,
back
they
and
made
forth
them, and
between
they did a
The
lower
Legend of
deck.
Vox Machina and
They
Strange
did
New
a
Worlds.
lower deck.
Season 2. Season 2.
Yes, but they did a lower decks crossover. Well, that's the gesture of the crossover. So yeah,
It was so good. Everything on
yeah.
that series was so good. From episode 1 to, was it 10 episodes? They were all just so good.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thank you.
Okay. So Captain, bring us on home. What was your favorite show that we watched collectively on BingeWorthy for 2023?
So I also agreed. Legend of Vox Machina season 2 was my favorite show we binged of this year. Animation, D&D, beautiful, great voice acting, fun, and that one voice actor who passed away this year, I completely forgot his name, but he did one of the big main dragons. Did a great performance.
Was it Lance Reddick?
Yes, the late Lance Reddick did an amazing job. Yeah.
Captain Daniels from The Wire. That's what
That's what you know him as, Captain Daniels from The Wire. He was.
Man, I always call until you become. I don't know.
He's also Chiron in the John Wick movies.
Yeah, Chiron in John Wick movies. Yep. Okay. All right. So good stuff, guys. Now we're still going to stay in the binge-worthy tale of present. What we're going to now find out is what was your favorite show that we didn't cover here on BingeWorthy. Yo, we got Theo Bab, Chuck's brothers in the chat, my cousin. And he said his favorite show was Wednesday. I agree. Wednesday was dope.
Oh, yeah, Wednesday. Yeah.
That's my second favorite show.
Yeah.
That's my second favorite show.
Okay.
Wednesday was last year, though.
Oh, when it was last year Thanksgiving, because I remember we went home Thanksgiving and we made Theo.
I was gonna say that wasn't on the list.
Yeah, it was last year because we made him stay up to
like, I was like Wednesday. But it's still good.
5 o'clock in the morning. We started watching it at like 11 o'clock at night, and he was like, "I'm sleepy." We was like, "No, we're gonna thug it out. We're gonna finish this tonight."
Thug it out. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But still, Wednesday was dope. Okay. So now we're going to look at shows that we didn't cover on BingeWorthy. So we're going to start with you, Courtney, for 2023.
Oh, man.
We'll come back.
Second. Okay.
Mark said Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso season 3 was my number 3. Ted Lasso season 3 was my number 3. Yup.
Wait, what?
Ted Lasso season 3.
Mark in the chat said Ted Lasso season 3 was his favorite.
Yeah, that was on my list too.
Okay.
On my list too.
So a show we didn't watch. So I had a tie. I guess I'm gonna have to go with dang it. Oh gosh. I think I'm gonna have to go with The Diplomat. It's a tie between The Diplomat and Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte, just because I rewatch it over and over again and I love it. But The Diplomat is such a dope show. Like, it's just so good. It's such a strong, it kind of reminds me, different from The Americans. It's still Kerry Russell. And Rufus Sewell, I think that's his name, is the guy who plays her husband.
Yeah,
he's always
Sewell.
the villain in like everything. And in this one, he plays like this like anti-hero type character, and it's just the banter between the two of them is just so good, and yet the espionage is also really intriguing to watch. So I'm gonna have to go with The Diplomat, even though Charlotte is like still their neck and neck.
What network was The Diplomat on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay. All right. I haven't seen that one yet. I guess that's gonna be in my queue. It's so much good stuff out there, right? And sometimes you just get lost, right? If you miss it, you're like, well, I don't even have time to go back and watch that now. So put it on the back burner. So I do want to see The Diplomat. All right, we're gonna go over to you, Rikai. Best show of 2023 that we did not cover on BingeWorthy.
Okay, and just because I know the kind of shows that we cover, there's a couple, I have to do on my own guilty pleasures. Ever since I was little, I like gangster stuff. So, The Godfather and Scarface. So, it wasn't the one that won for me, but it's going to get an honorable mention, the final season of Snowfall. But But I think my favorite show that I watched on my own um, was the last season, the finale season of Wu-Tang: An American Dream.
Oh.
Just because the music of the show and me remembering how it was in the 90s, and just the portrayals of all the members of Wu-Tang, and kind of where they gave us that last season wasn't really building the story anymore and kind of telling you how they formed to become Wu-Tang. It's kind of the Wu-Tang that we remember, where they're on tour and they're doing all the big things, and ODB is wilding the hell out, just all that stuff, and just Dave East played Method Man, and he was incredible as Method Man. And there was a lot of good acting in there. The plot and all that stuff is, supposed to be real life, but it's Hollywood. But um, just because of the nostalgia for me for the Wu-Tang, even though I'm a West Coast cat, I did love Wu-Tang. The Wu-Tang's for the kids. So
I did not know you were a West Coast guy. Did not know that at all.
To me, my favorite group and my favorite rapper in the world is Andre 3000. So it's Outkast all day. But yeah, I'm a West Coast kind of dude. It was Tupac all day. So.
And how many seasons was that on?
That was their fifth or sixth season. Okay. No, I take that back. That might have been season 3.
Season 3? Okay.
Yeah, I think they ended with season 3. So it was kind of, them meeting and kind of getting together, figuring it out in season 1, them being together and figuring out how to be a group and how to, cut the deals for them to have, the records that they set, to do the individual deals and still do a group deal. And then them kind of, that last hurrah riding off into the sun, as a Wu-Tang in the last season. So it was good.
I like it. And I thought you were gonna go with Snowfall when you were talking. You said gangster films, and I was like, he's gonna go with Snowfall because that was on my list too. So, anybody,
Snowfall was good, but it was disappointing in a way too. So it had more drawbacks where I was able to hone in on the music and the nostalgia of that Wu-Tang show. So
okay. Miss Catherine, what about you? What show did you watch in 2023 that we didn't cover in BingeWorthy that was your favorite?
Hilda season 3. That is my hot cocoa show. It is very cozy and lovely. Bella Ramsey voices Hilda. It's based off of a graphic novel by Luke Pearson. It's beautifully animated, very wholesome and cute, and just a lovely good time. I've been rewatching it. We're currently rewatching all the seasons and the movie. They had like a little movie, but it's all on Netflix, and I highly encourage it.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So transition over to you, Chuck. What was your favorite show 2023 that we didn't cover?
This is hard because I'm an anime fanatic, and I want to say Heavenly Delusion, but that's not my show of the year. I'm gonna say The Bear. The Bear won me the moment I watched season 1 and season 2 in one night. Like one day, I watched the whole entire thing.
Tried to told y'all.
And it is just an amazing show. It makes me want to be a chef.
Oh man, no.
I worked in a restaurant for 15 years. It gave me PTSD after the pilot episode. I will never watch that show. I heard it's amazing. It's so realistic. It's so realistic. I needed a therapy session.
That's why you couldn't get into it. It was too realistic for you, Courtney.
That family episode was stressful.
I loved everything about it.
It made me feel like I was an Inside Out. Sorry.
Yeah. I like the fact it was about a sandwich shop in Chicago, and the kid that was running was a Michelin, the most celebrated Michelin chef at the time, who quit his job to go back and run this Chicago sandwich shop.
Wait, it's based off a true story?
What's up?
Is this
it's based on his brother died. His brother committed suicide.
No, there's the bear
it's not. It's fiction.
No.
Fiction,
okay.
It's fiction. It's
And Chuck, you did watch season 2, right? Is that what?
Yeah, I watched.
He watched season 1 and 2
back to back in the same day. I started it on Saturday morning, and I watched both of them back to back.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's stressful.
It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So Della, what about you? Favorite show 2023 that we didn't cover on BingeWorthy?
It is tied right now for me between Queen Charlotte and Reservation Dogs season 3. It was their final season. I think that's what pushed me over with Reservation Dogs is, I mean, they did so much narratively. The acting was amazing. I feel like Indigenous actors that I knew, I finally got to see, like Graham Greene was on the show and like other folks, and just the way that they wove like the flashbacks and generational trauma, and like how do we acknowledge like the trauma of Indian boarding schools, and both like the fantastical mythical way that they dealt with it as well as like the practical way that they dealt with it. Plus those young people are just so I just love them, and like they're each kind of figuring out who they are in the world, and like, you know, Willie Jack's gonna be the medicine person, and like that's just, you know, so just kind of watching them. And you know, then there's a Willow connection because one of the characters is named Alora Dunn, Alora Dannon, like the Willow baby.
Yes.
So I would just say, yeah, I also think it's funny, but it's tragic, but it's real, but it's, and then I also feel like, I don't know, it's a set of stories I'm so glad I got to meet and know. And like, I found myself, I realized I didn't binge it. I was there with it week to week, and I just couldn't, yeah. But I have gone back and binged it because I wanted to like see if I could manage all of the stories at the same time. And I feel like, yeah, I just want to see what they're doing. I want to like, and then Ethan Hawke shows up, like, it's just.
Oh, Ethan Hawke's in it?
Ethan Hawke appears later in the episode, in the season.
He showed up later on in the season. I read about that. I was like, oh, that was, because I haven't watched it, but I really wanted to.
I watched season 1 and I loved it.
For sure. And he's a character's dad, and it's a really, I just feel like, yeah, like a lot of people have been talking about this year, it's a really interesting way to tell stories, and they're all really, I mean, it's amazing. And I just appreciate, I also realize I'm drawn to like those parts of American history where we get to see people of color and indigenous folks, like in the 70s when we're being ourselves. And so it also gave flashes of that. And then it allowed the 2023 to be like, oh, and this is its time capsule right here. Like this is their generational contribution. So ramble a lot, but yeah, Reservation Dogs, like, I'm sad it's over, but I'm excited for all the things. And a lot of those young like folks got writing credit and directing credit. They got to engage behind the camera. So
we need more.
Yeah, for sure.
BIPOC creators out there, people behind the cameras.
Sure.
And in the chat, we got Theo. He asked, was Last of Us in 2023? And it was. And we covered that on BingeWorthy, so that was one of his favorite shows as well. And Mark chimed in, said he's about to start The Bear season 2. So
it gets good. It gets good.
I'm gonna have to watch. I heard really good. Is it 22 episodes or is it?
No,
it's like 13, right?
It's like
okay, because it was on Fox, right? Wasn't it on Fox?
It's
on FX.
Yeah,
it's like 8 or 10 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's not that long.
And if you have Hulu, you can watch it too.
Yeah.
So Dayla, she talked about like shoulders.
Reservation Dogs on Hulu too. If y'all want to watch it.
Reservation Dogs with people of color, indigenous people, things like that. And I'm going to go all the way to the opposite end of the spectrum for the show that I enjoyed the most, and that was Succession. Succession was my favorite non binge worthy show, and I can see Courtney's face because we've talked about it before. It's all about crazy ass white people, rich crazy ass white people who are messed up, and I am all here for it.
I watched the first 2 seasons of Succession, and I was like, okay, I'm cool. My friend, one of my best friends, told me, she was like, oh, okay, just watch it to the end of season 2, the season 2 finale. If it doesn't grab you by the season 2 finale, then you should quit. And I figured out what was going to happen before it happened in that finale. And so then when it happened, I was like, okay. So I called her and she was like, yeah, you should be done.
Well, they had the series finale, and I was all for it. This was the last one because it just demonstrated how messed up the Roy family was. This family of privilege and and extreme wealth, and the kids that they had, and all of the kids were just messed up. And so I thought it was great. It's a slow show. It's slow. It doesn't pick up until around the midway point, but I was all there for it and the finale. Go ahead, Chad.
Yeah, mentioned two shows that were fucked up, but I really loved them. The Fall of the House of Usher and Swarm.
The Fall of the House of Usher was on my short list for.
Yeah, but we covered Swarm on the show, and listen, I would never watch Swarm if we weren't doing it for the show. And
I felt
glad
that in my life.
I'm glad
That's why I didn't do it.
I'm glad that I did see it for the show, but that is some shit that will never grace my TV again. That is hell no. Listen.
I do want to watch the Fall of the House of Usher.
Fall of the House of Usher, I thought was great.
It was great.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Guy who never graced my TV.
Hell
again.
no. And we did it 2 weeks in a row. Like Chuck and them gave me PTSD 2 weeks in a row with Swarm. And then next week we did Beef. And I was like, what the fuck? I need to go to therapy. Like my therapist like, get off my damn phone. I was like, I can't call you every day. Like I'm fucked up over here. Like
Beef was on my short list for best shows.
Beef was on my short list too.
Yeah, it was on my short list for best shows that we covered.
Yeah, but that shit was nuts.
Put the Fall of the House of Usher. The Fall of the House of Usher was good too. It was on my short list for best show. Yeah, it was really good, man. Especially like if you're a Poe fan and the way they wrapped it all together. Yeah, it could have easily been #1 for me.
I didn't even realize it was based on a Poe poem because I was like, what is this? And people were telling me, they're like, oh, it's based on Edgar Allan Poe, and I love Poe. So I've never read that one. So I'm definitely, it's on my list. I'll probably watch it during the holiday break.
And it encompasses not just the Fall of the House of the Usher. I don't want to give too much away, but other stories for the episodes in it. Yeah. So if you're a fan of it, you might recognize some of the episodes already in it. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that completes the binge-worthy tale of the present. Now, we're going to transition over to a binge-worthy tale of the past. Rodney, we're going over to the past. All right. So we're going to start with you, Dayla. What show that you wished you could have binged back in the day?
I have been struggling to figure this out, but I think I've settled on Star Trek Next Generation Season 1. Because of what it did. Actually, my bad. No, with BingeWorthy, I would want to watch Deep Space Nine Season 1.
You stole mine.
I'm so sorry. I'll go back to Next Generation.
I'm fine with you doing Next Generation because that's mine. That's my favorite. But I'm fine with you doing Next Generation.
So I align in this world of like, because I remember watching Voyager. I remember watching Deep Space Nine. And I think there was so much life happening around Deep Space Nine times that for me, I didn't always get to enjoy the way So now I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go binge that over the holidays.
So why Deep Space Nine over the other franchises?
Because of Cisco, because of Kira, because of Dax, because of the station. It was such a different way to do Trek. Like
it wasn't a ship; it was an actual space station.
Yeah, it was an actual space station. I think the weirdness of Odo as a changeling, and like what is that? And then all the promises of queerness with the Trill, but like not really fully feeling that. I felt that was the most queer present thing, more than Next Generation. Although, Sasha Yar got to have sex with a robot, so it's interesting what I'm fascinated by. So yeah, I would say Next Gen like definitely opened a lot of doors, but I think Deep Space Nine made me understand space in a different way because we could stand still instead of always having to go somewhere.
Okay.
And then when we needed to travel, there was the black hole.
So we got Picard came back in Strange New Worlds. We've seen Kirk. We got to bring Cisco back into the Star Trek universe someplace. Like we got to get something with Cisco. I feel like for some later series going on. All right. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts? Deep Space Nine.
I like Deep Space Nine too.
No, I love Deep Space Nine.
I go ahead. No, sorry. Go.
Well, I was just saying, and and I'm not as familiar with the Star Trek world as some of you, but I did like Deep Space Nine because it was the material to me seemed darker, and where you had shows like Next Generation and stuff that were to me were lighter and more hopeful. Just Cisco and the way he dealt with things and a lot of things kind of looked at the darker kind of nature of man and how he dealt with stuff. It was a little bit more chaotic for me, and I liked it. So
he slugged Q. He was gonna blow up a planet. He had smoke for Picard. Cisco.
He was like part of the prophets, right?
Right, he became a part of the prop. Yeah, merged with them. Yeah, they've got a comic book that just came out with it where he returns. I don't know. I'll be interested in seeing. He doesn't necessarily have to have a show, but I'd love to see what Cisco was up to since we are expanding the Star Trek universe. All right. Chuck, what about you? What's a show that you would have liked to have binged back in the past?
The show I like to binge back in the past, I actually binged like a month ago, just to make sure I can binge it. And there's actually two shows. They're from the same person. I'm gonna go with the first show. This is the show that definitely set me there. Michiko and Hachin, which is a Japanese anime set in Brazil, and it's about two Brazilian women of color trying to evade the police to find a lover. And it's actually the woman who escaped from prison and the daughter of this lover, and they're trying to find him. And it's made by the woman that actually worked on Samurai Champloo, and she worked on Cowboy Bebop. And Cowboy Bebop, if anybody knows, is set to jazz. Like says the soundtrack is jazz. And for Samurai Champloo, it was hip hop. And hers, she's like, I'm set into Brazilian, Afro-Brazilian music. And she set off that whole entire, I guess it's a long chase scene all through Brazil. And she got the story when she visited Brazil and lived in Brazil for like 6 months doing animation. And it's so deep in Brazilian culture. It's so nice and so deep in Brazilian culture. And then she had another series called Lupin the Third, the woman called Fujiko Mine, and that's set to like classical music, and it's dark and it's so good. And it's just like the way she represents women and how empowered women are through all her series and how they have to deal with the men that are in their lives is very interesting. It's very fascinating. It's like total woman empowerment. And she makes women look real and natural and sexy and flawed all at once. It's really beautiful. And that's my series.
Okay, Chuck's our expert on anime. Anything you want to know about anime, Chuck knows it. Like, yeah, ain't nobody messing with Chuck on anime. Okay, good stuff. Anybody have any thoughts on the two shows that Chuck just brought up? Okay,
I advise everybody to watch it though.
Okay,
and in it, like unlike any other cartoon, the women actually switch clothes. They change clothes throughout the whole entire show. People change clothes.
I think I watched
change
it because of that. Like you told me
to. Everything changes on them, and they're rough. They're not like dainty or weak. They're tough women.
So we're getting a lot of activity in the chat. Theo put for his past shows, it would be True Blood or Nip Tuck. I love True Blood.
Yeah.
Nip Tuck was my shit too.
Nip Tuck was my shit.
Nip Tuck, it changed like FX, because FX isn't HBO, but like it took it there.
It took it there. Yeah,
they took it there.
They were close. Yeah. They were close.
They were ahead of their time, right?
Was that the plastic surgery show?
Yeah. There were two plastic surgeons that were best friends and had a practice. Yeah.
Yeah, and then True Blood was HBO's true porn series. Like,
Yeah, it's soft
true
porn.
porn. True
It was
porn
their
vampires.
answer to
It's
like the
about
Vampire
vampires.
Diaries.
And
Yeah, it was like
Twilight.
it was
Vampire
the
Diaries.
dark,
It's
sexy version of the
Vampire
Vampire
Diaries
Diaries.
with porn. Yeah.
And Twilight. Yeah.
It was OA. It was OA, not YA. It was OA. Old
Yeah.
adults.
Honestly,
It was old adults.
Oh.
the writer
was-
of True Blood, or I guess this is the Sookie Stackhouse novels is the name of the book, made commentary about like Stephanie Meyer Twilight because there's aspects of both that are similar. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
All the things.
You got-
Wow.
And I didn't watch Angel. Did anybody watch Angel?
I watched a little bit of Angel. Yeah. I didn't watch Buffy, but I watched Angel.
I watched Buffy.
Well, they
and
had
Angel
what you were
lately.
calling it.
Buffy is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Is it?
I forgot about Buffy. Now you got me thinking.
People told me it held up, and I went back to try to watch it, and I was like, I can't watch this.
See, I watched it for the first time 10 years after it finished. So
Yeah, it felt that. It felt like Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
90s Josh Whedon.
90s Joss Whedon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in here with my pick for a binge-worthy pass. And I just think this would have been hilarious to watch because this show, I mean, it produced so many stars. Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Lopez, the Wayans brothers. If I could have binge watched, I would have wanted to binge watch In Living Color. In Living Color from season 1 to like season 4. It gave me so much water cooler conversation just as a kid. So I could imagine it was 22 episodes back then. So if I could have sat down and binge watched all 22 of those episodes back to back. Men on Film, Wanda, Fire Marshal Bill. Right, yeah.
Can you even stream that show?
Wait, which
No,
think
that's
so.
what I would have wanted to, though.
Wait, which show? Sorry.
In
Living
Color.
Color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Homie, don't play that.
Homie don't play. Homie the clown.
Yo, Homie the Clown ran the Chicago Marathon, and I kept waiting for him to clobber somebody.
Oh, he didn't clobber anybody?
He didn't clobber anybody, and I was like, Homie, I'm trying to get his attention.
Homie, don't
I
play
mean,
that.
they're all
Theo
right.
said way back Firefly. Firefly would be.
I was gonna
Oh.
say Firefly, Josh Whedon.
Yes.
Because I never ran in order.
Yeah.
I think you can watch In Living Color on YouTube TV.
Okay.
Have that.
And they just made fun of everybody. Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, Oprah Winfrey. Like, it was so funny. Miami Vice going up, it was always period and made up fun of, but the show was dark. Yeah, Miami Vice was dark for, you know.
It was dark.
Hey, but Miami Vice might have one of the greatest episodes ever with that with Tubbs and Crockett rolling in the car playing to what was that song? The In the Night or
In the night.
Tubbs and Crockett doing anything in the car.
No,
just,
I mean
just sitting there,
Just
rolling.
sitting there. Oh, their theme song?
yes.
Uh-huh.
No, it's
I was
not
like,
the theme
it's not a
song.
Glenn
It's,
Fry
it's,
song.
Yeah, you
Not-
have
I was
an
about to-
elder moment right now. You have an
no,
elder
because
moment?
I didn't watch Miami Vice like that.
Oh,
But I
you
mean
didn't?
that
Oh.
but no, but that was that scene, that episode, I have seen that episode.
Yeah.
I just
Bill
can't think of-
Collins.
Nah.
I want to do Crockett and Tubbs with my best friend.
For Halloween. For Halloween.
Yes. Yes, if I could
Play it like
convince
a
her to
Comic-Con
be
or,
freaking
BurgerCon or
Don
something like
Johnson,
that.
oh my God, I can't.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Right?
Crockett and
I can
Tubbs.
So, Raquel, we'll go to you. All right. Binge-worthy the past. What binge-worthy show did you wish you could have binged?
I actually and it's funny because when we first kind of started talking about doing this show, these were the first 2 shows that popped into my head for whatever reason. And just as I've tried to think about this, I've tried to think about other shows, but these 2 keep coming back to the forefront. One was called God Friended Me. It was a show, I think it was on CBS in like 2018. There's a young black guy who's doing a podcast. His father was like the bishop of the Catholic Church of New York or something like that, but he was an atheist. And he got a request from somebody from like on Facebook saying, you know, that they were God or whatever. And they kept contacting him, sending him a message or whatever, and sending him like, hey, you need to go here. And just out of curiosity, he went there because he thought it'd be a cool story for his podcast. And he ended up meeting people that he had to eventually like help. Like he had to do something, just because that was his nature. And so it kept seeming like, is this God sending it to me? But because he's an atheist, he doesn't even believe in God. He became obsessed with finding who is the computer hacker who has hacked this account and keeps trying to tell me to do stuff or whatever. So it's real interesting. It only ran for 2 seasons. They kind of wrapped it up kind of sweetly because they didn't know if they were going to come back for season 3. But that's not actually my show. My show, 2013, 2013, there was a show on Stars, Showtime, one of them, Stars, called Da Vinci's Demons. It was about a young 25-year-old Leonardo da Vinci. He's wrapped up with the Medicis and the Catholic Church. It shows like it has the Borgias in there. He becomes wrapped up in this cult, and it just shows how that fluctuation. I thought it was interesting about how it showed genius. You know, somebody who we revere, but we don't really know the story behind Leonardo da Vinci besides all the stuff he created and, you know, all the stuff that he's done. So it showed the other side of him where he was creating weapons for the army. And it wasn't until after he stopped creating weapons that he created some of the things that we know about. But just showing all that, he was pansexual. Yeah, he was just like anything, anyone. Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything
because and he used a lot of that because those were his muses. So today it's a dude, tomorrow it's her. It didn't even matter. He went with the flow, and that was part of his thing. They talked about him being kind of using opium or something like that to, you know, stimulate and open up his mind. So, you know, it's controversial, but it was a pretty damn good show. And of course, since it was on, I don't know, Stars or one of those shows, it had its own porn element to it, you know. So
I think it was early Stars, because Stars didn't have any hits until Power actually came on. Nobody ever watched Stars. It's a little bit of the slave.
I would like to go next because I would like to challenge you on your statement.
No, the ratings were terrible for most of the shows on Stars until Power came on. Whatchamacallit got some ratings. Spartacus, people started doing it, but
yeah, Spartacus is the one that started it. That's actually the show that I was gonna say. I was gonna switch to my, like, if I could binge with you guys, Spartacus.
Yeah, season 1, porn. Yeah.
It was.
They tore out a dude's thing, but yeah.
And because the main actor died, right? And like
the first original Spartacus.
What was it Andy Whitfield?
Yeah. And he was so good. He was so good. And the guy that they got to replace him was so not. And it just broke my heart. But actually, the prequel series,
Blood and Sand. The second one, Blood and Sand.
Was it Blood and Sand?
Mm-hmm.
That one actually was honestly better with Gannicus. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that Spartacus, Blood and Sand. It was genius.
Yeah. But like, people weren't watching Stars. Like, their subscription models and stuff, it was down. That was one of the reasons why they were able to sign Power at such a low price, because it was like nobody was really watching it. They had good shows, but they weren't getting a lot of hits. It's just kind of what I was saying.
Right. No. But Spartacus is what started their whole TV showing. And then when Spartacus died, the series ended. Like, they took Blood and Sand as far as they could. And then they tried with the new guy. Nobody liked him. So then they just were dead. They were just dead for years until Power came out.
Good, but you know, it is what it is.
But the thing that I loved about Spartacus was, I'm a history buff. Like, I know it was trash and, like, you know, porno TV, but it was also rooted within, like, Rome. And Rome is another, like, just Rome, the TV show was
the HBO series.
The HBO series was absolutely incredible. So it's like Rome set me up, because I'm pretty sure Rome came first. And anything that in that era, in that genre, in like gladiator style, is so interesting to me. Yeah, they're just, I love the heart of it because people are literally fighting for their lives. And it's different in the sense of like it's the time period, it's like the animals, the brutality, the politics, it's all of it wrapped into one, set in this time period that doesn't have the technology. It doesn't have the vehicles and the automation and all the things that we have. It's literally blood and sand. Yeah. So I guess that's for me. Like, I mean, you don't have anything other than like your family and your life and maybe your sword.
Yeah.
So
hey, I love Titus Pullo and Varenus. Was it Varenus? Was that his name for Rome? It was Titus Pullo. It was the two main guys, and they were
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And I got like this is my whole era. I got a Caesar book here. I got all these kind of books. I love that whole period.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah. In Egypt.
Anything history, like anything historical fiction. I love it. I think that's why I liked Queen Charlotte. All one Bridgerton, the first Bridgerton, and Queen Charlotte.
First Bridgerton was amazing. Okay, so we're gonna jump over to you, Catherine. What about you? What's your binge-worthy past?
So I had like a list. Like I have an overall that I like, but it came out of the year when binge-worthy started. But it was between Tron Uprising and Dracula of 2013 with Jonathan Rhys, with that dude.
Myers. Jonathan Rhys Myers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I went with Tron Uprising, and I think most of my list only had one season. So Tron Uprising came out on Disney XD. It was the animated. I think it was like it was in between, but it was to me it was the best Tron thing I've seen. Well choreographed, great compositions, great character design. Like Robert Valley, he did the character design for Tron Uprising. If you've seen Love, Death, and Robots, he did some episodes in those. It's very angular and well animated. It's not like a continuous like beat by beat animation. There's actually some frame skips, but it works really well for that style. And great voice acting. Elijah Wood does the main character. I cannot remember people's names, but he's the main character of that character. Only had one season, ended on a cliffhanger, but great. And I like Dracula because that was a very interesting, not the 2013 Dracula that came out on ABC. That was a very interesting interpretation of Dracula where they used science and Van Helsing was working with Dracula, and it was a very interesting story. Also, sadly, one season didn't get continued. I think the actor had like alcoholic issues or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Jonathan Rhys Myers is he. Yep.
Yeah,
it was good. It was a good series. I liked it.
Yeah, just ended. And I think I put like Man in the High Castle. I enjoyed, I think, some of those seasons. And the interpretation. I think it was just an interesting idea, but I'd still put Tron Uprising and Dracula higher up. But if I that I would have put Lovecraft Country. I really loved that show, but that came out when binge-worthy
was right at the beginning in 2020.
Yeah,
we covered that I think before there was a Geekish network, didn't we?
Yeah,
we
did. We did when we were just on our own.
It was like one of our first shows.
But
that, and I think it came right after Transformers was our first show, right?
Transformers first, and I think Lovecraft Country was pretty close after that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kevin.
That would have been my all-time favorite. I know it didn't end super well, but I love history. I like how detailed it was with history. I love monsters. I got into the tabletop role-playing game Call of Cthulhu, and that was like Call of Cthulhu, but in kind of like a Black history, and that was great. But continue.
R.I.P. to Jonathan Major's career.
Oh
no!
I know.
Pour a little for the homie.
Oh, no.
Is that milk? You poured out milk for the homie?
Poor baby.
It's eggnog.
Can I
rum in there? Pour out a little
That's
bit.
messed up.
Can I do an honorable mention that I just thought of when Catherine was talking? Penny Dreadful season 1.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I know that name. I'm just trying.
Penny Dreadful was on Showtime, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was on Showtime.
On Showtime.
And it is freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
Eva Green, Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
The guy that played Dorian Gray. Oh God, it was so good. I forgot about that show until you were talking.
I'll have to watch that because I like monsters. It's also
You
one
love
You love
season
it.
1
Oh, yeah,
and
you
season
would
2,
love
I
it.
think. You'll
Yeah.
love
Because
Penny
the
Dreadful.
sisters came out banging in season 2. They came out
Oh,
banging.
That's
No,
the new
you
How did I get
ruining
balloons?
everything, Randy. She may want to watch it.
how did
I
I
just
get
said they came out
balloons?
banging.
That I
Did
think it's a
anybody
new.
else see the balloons?
I saw 'em.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
you
I
did.
did. I did.
Oh, how did that happen?
It's a graphic effects when you raise your hand. You, do,
Oh, for real?
Oh,
you can do it. Yeah, you do graphic effects, but
it
you have to
didn't
turn it on
come.
too. You have to turn it on too.
All right. So,
I-
Courtney, have you went yet? I can't remember. Have you?
I
Have
love
you
that we're all
went yet?
trying to make
Everybody in her
No,
raising their hands
no.
up.
Stay on task, people. Stay on
Yeah,
task.
let's focus. And
The
Harley
roof
Quinn.
is on fire.
Courtney, did you go?
Yeah.
For past?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Daylight, we'll finish out with you, Daylight.
Oh no, I started.
Yeah.
She
I was.
started.
Yeah, she
I got
started.
Everybody
I
went,
did
Randy.
Deep Space Nine and
Stop
Yeah.
drinking that
Generation.
eggnog. What you got in that eggnog? What you got in
Right?
that
I got
eggnog?
rum. I got
You got
rum
some
and
rum or
eggnog,
some
man.
bourbon?
You got a rum
Whiskey?
chata over there.
You know
Look
it.
at
It's
you.
eggnog. It's eggnog. Yeah, we
It's
know.
more nog than egg.
There's more rum
Yeah,
than
more
eggnog.
nog than egg.
Yes, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So now we're going to transition over to a binge-worthy tale of the future. So, Ronnie, let's see it. All right. So now we're going to talk about what shows are we looking forward to in 2024. So,
You're
Dad,
one.
we'll start with you. What shows are you going to looking for 2024?
Thank you. I don't think it'll be a surprise to this room or other folks, but Star Trek Discovery Season 5, the series finale is coming. I'm so sad and I'm so excited in all of the things. I'm so sad because they promised us 7 and now it's only 5. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know.
I'm
from
excited.
them was
Yeah,
born
she-
Strange New World. So
God,
yeah,
Michael
I'm
Burnham
so
does it.
excited.
I
Michael
want to see
Burnham.
how Michael Burnham gonna land this ship.
And
She
just
said
how are they
crash.
gonna
Dang.
Crash.
Dang, Randy.
for sure. I would
I hope
say
she makes it back to Spot.
Oh yeah, I don't know that that'll happen, but I'm hoping that
Yeah.
her love interest book, like that, there's some resolution, because it would be great that I mean, they also introduced us to a species that talks through emo hydrocarbons. So, I'm curious about what they're gonna do. I feel like I was tracking earlier kind of what the big battle be this season, but part of me is like, I don't care. I want to see wherever she goes. At the end of during season 3, we got to see like a pickup from Next Generation. They did Unification 3, so I'm hoping in season 5 we get. And then last season we had like a time traveler from the people from Beyond Tomorrow. So I don't know. I just hope we get something remarkable in season 5. I know what we will, but
Isn't Book supposed to be in jail for like 10 years?
But now he's doing restorative justice work on the edge of the galaxy for United Earth and all that. Like they worked out. That's what we're trying to figure out. Is he's away? He's not on the same planet as her mom doing care for Eugenie or the other Quat Malat who went off and was protecting the space babies. So yeah, I'm like, can we see Mama Gabrielle one more time? Because I think I love Michael Burnham because she's not only a scientist, but she's a second generation time traveler. And I feel like I would love to see, yeah, I'm really curious to see how they end the series. And if they leave anything open for movies or anything. But I guess the other thing is like Section 31 is gonna come out, but that won't be a show, it'll be a movie. So and I think maybe Bad Batch 3, season 3 is coming out next year too. So I'm holding out for those. So I would say I'm in my bi-celestial love again for both Star Wars and Star Trek. So I hope for those 2 seasons.
Randy, you're muted.
Can you all hear me?
You muted. Yeah.
Now
We
there
can
you
now.
go.
See?
Now we
It's the
can hear
damn
you.
eggnog.
Yeah,
Yep.
know it, right?
All right, so then I'm gonna jump in here for for 2024. There were 2 shows that I was really excited about looking for, so I just picked the one. And what made me actually pick one over the other was because another show that actually just came out One Piece, right? Because I was worried about anime being adapted into live action, and I thought that Netflix stuck the landing for this one. So it made me excited about this show that I'm going to be looking forward to. And I won't even mention the predecessor, but show that I'm looking forward to seeing is Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action version. The videos have looked good, little teasers have looked good, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be good. I think they figured out how to adapt animation into live action, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna stick the landing. And the other one that I was looking for, I just throw it out there real quick: Arcane season 2. Arcane season 1 is the best visually appealing animated show that I think I've ever seen, and so it's supposed to come back in November 2024, and I'm looking forward to those two.
Yeah, I forgot Arcane.
Chuck, what about you?
Oh man,
2024.
I was thinking about this, and my number one show I'm looking forward to is actually The Brother's Son. The Brother's Son is the Michelle Yeoh show that's coming out on Netflix, where Charles' son is a gangster from Taipei, and he has to go back to America. He's going to LA after his father got killed by an assassin to protect his mother and his clueless little brother in the show. And that cast looks phenomenal for an Asian cast. And I'm here for seeing Michelle Yeoh as a gangster mom. I'm so here for it. And it looks like it's off the chain. I'm excited about it.
I haven't heard about it.
Oh
I'm here for
man.
Michelle Yeoh in anything.
Anything.
She already kind of was the gangster mom in Crazy Rich Asians when she went to the mahjong parlor.
Yeah, so this is where
she was showing a little right there for sure.
So that's the show that has me most excited of all the shows. I had a whole list of shows. But there's an anime I'm really excited about. It's called Be Hero X. It's coming out of a Chinese studio, and they use 3D and 2D. And it's interesting. So the main character, the hero that we think is the main hero in the trailers, he's able to snap his finger and go into 2D and change the whole entire world. And actually, it's like Jujutsu Kaisen on steroids.
I saw the trailer for that one.
Yeah, they made a music video out of it.
So we're all trying to like beat him. Is that the one?
Yeah. So I'm really excited about it.
A lot of animated shows use 2D and 3D. Is it like obviously 3D and obviously 2D? Like
oh yes. Okay. It goes straight into 2D. Like it turns flat. It goes flat screen.
Okay.
So he'll be sitting in a 3D world, and they'll be running up on him in front of him, and he'll snap his fingers, and everybody goes right into the walls.
So kind of like Johnny Quest.
Kinda. But they'll go in 2D, and he'll be in 3D. He'll reach in and grab him, and it turns into 2D. It's such an interesting look.
All right, it's kind of like Space Jam-y.
Yeah, it's next level. It's interesting. And the last one was Fallout. I'm curious of what they're going to do with that. It's based on a video game where they say when you get out the vault, do whatever you want. So I just want to know what they're going to do with this show. Is it going to be another Halo, or is it going to be something good?
Implying that Halo wasn't good.
No, Halo wasn't good. Halo was not good.
I quit Halo. I didn't even bother finishing. The minute he took his mask off in the pilot, I was done. I was like, you ruined the entire show.
You ruined Master Chief.
You ruined Master Chief. I didn't even play the game, and I know that man never takes his helmet off.
Never takes his helmet off.
Yeah, there's a
meme what are you doing?
Off, just another helmet.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Courtney, what about you? BingeWorthy future. What are you looking forward to in 2024?
Gosh darn. I really wish that I could be hopeful for the Airbender. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous because the creators left because they wanted it to go a certain romancy direction. And then I think they found a way to bring them back. So that is hopeful, but I can't be hopeful because then I'll be sad. My hopes will be too high. So I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for your happiness. I hope you get it. I
want a plus one, by the way. I want a plus one what you just said.
I'm ready for it, guys.
So I kind of have. Here's the thing. The thing that I am most looking forward to, and it's along the lines of what I just said to Randy about his hopes, is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and it just started today.
Yeah.
I have not watched it, but I read every single book. And I'm about to get the new one that was just dropped a couple months ago when Percy is in college. And I'm really looking forward to that. I think I just bought it already. I don't even know why I said I'm looking forward to it. I just haven't started reading it. So I'm really looking forward to that series, but I am a little upset because I don't know what to expect. And I don't want to get my hopes up because the movies were mildly disappointing. And so it's gonna go week to week, I think. I don't think they dropped every episode. So,
Just two.
I got
No,
some
they
time.
just did
Just
the
two.
first two today.
Yeah, they just dropped. Okay, so I thought so. So I'm looking forward to that kind of, even though it's technically here. But my future that I'm really looking forward to is Vox Machina. See the next, I don't know if it's coming out in 2024. I think it is. Just because the way that it ended, it sent me down a road that I went down all the Wikipedias in order to figure out what was happening, when it was happening, who was it happening to, and who are all my favorites going to be okay. Like, I had anxiety.
So it's not gonna be Vox Machina, it's gonna be Exandria, their spinoff, the other
I thought they were doing both. They were going to do Vox Machina and a spinoff.
well,
yeah, I thought they
They're
were going to
doing
do both.
but I don't know if they're going to do them both in the same year.
Yeah,
we just had a strike.
This year's Exandria, and I think
Okay.
Vox Machina doesn't have an announcement.
Dagnabbit. All right. Well then, since that's not gonna be out,
Maybe we're not sure.
Maybe. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna put that in the back burner and Strange New World season 3 because we got Scotty at the end. You know, that was a cool because now we have Spock, we have James T. Kirk, and we have Scotty. So I'm really looking forward to getting Bones. I want to know what happens to Mbanga, like him and Nurse Chapel. Like how do we get Bones? You know what I mean? How do we get? You know, I got feelings. You know, I want to know what happens to number one because what how we doing? Where are my people? So many questions.
We still have time.
I know we have time, but I want to see what happens in season 3 because they ended it on a cliffhanger. And that was new for them. Like they ended it in a way that certain characters are, you know, there's Chekhov. You know what I mean? Like there's a character that is in danger that, you know, could result in us getting another like key Enterprise character, OG series character. So I don't know. I guess Strange New World season 3 since Vox Machina is, we don't know. So that's where I'm at.
Rakai, what about you? What are you looking forward to in 2024?
Okay, so you did take my one, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You can still use it.
No, I'm gonna go a different route because I mean I had a couple. So, and again the movie that shall not be named, that
I didn't even talk about it. Why you bringing it up?
That piece of disappointing crap.
That is great American cinema, sir.
What
right along with Willow. Stop it.
Don't bring it up. Don't. No, it's like Voldemort.
So
say it.
So no, it shall not be named. So the
all
thing
I got
is,
to say is Ang. Okay.
Y'all don't see the anger levels rising in me. I'm gonna have to call my therapist in a minute. Lord, so no, I am hopeful. Everything that Courtney said, she is right, but I am hopeful that after One Piece, that this can be done right. That the people are behind it are actually as much fans of the series instead of seeing it as a money grab from that other dude. However, I'm gonna say I'm looking forward to Three Body Problem, which is by Benioff and Wise, the guys who
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
And then they also have Alexander Wu with them, who wrote on True Blood. So they're doing a 3-Body Problem, which is
they got a real writer. They got a real writer writing with them. Okay, I might show up.
Wait, what's the show called?
3-Body Problem. 3-Body Problem is a very famous, very popular Chinese novel. Came out, they gonna mess it up. Closer to 2000. Well, the funny thing about it is they saw that it was about to be put on Netflix, and so a Chinese company hurried up and made the series, made like 30 episodes, and it's airing right now. So they beat Netflix to the punch. Don't know if it's good. I don't know if it'll be better. The Gentleman is being made into a TV series, and I love that movie. I'm a fan of Guy Ritchie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and I thought that was one of his best movies. The Gentleman.
Charlie Hunnam was in that, right?
Charlie Hunnam, Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell. So yeah, it was great. But because I share that passion, I was a social studies teacher for 20 years. So I am a history buff through and through. They are making the series called Shogun. Mm-hmm. And I saw that. I am looking very forward to that. I put it
in the chat.
Because some of the actors they have in there, they have some quality Asian actors in it, and it looks fantastic. The jury's still out on whether it will actually be that. But right now, from what I've seen, the little teasers and trailers I've seen, it looks like it's going to be amazing. So
I've heard some horrible rumors about that show.
There you go with that bullshit.
Heard they Marco Polo'd it. They Marco Polo'd it.
No.
Did they?
Yeah, Marco Polo did about a white guy.
So they gave us a third season of Warrior type shit.
Warrior. Yeah. They did the Great Wall of China with Matt Damon. Blue Eyes.
Or that movie with Tom Cruise where he's Last
Samurai. Yeah.
Last Samurai.
And when you look at the trailer, you're like, oh, I see what you did there.
That's why before I knew what Blue Eye Samurai was, I was really nervous to watch it because I thought it was really just going to be like a whitewashed version of some white savior. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so I was pleasantly surprised. That definitely was on my short list. Mm-hmm. It was really strong.
See, if that's the case, I wish they would give us a live action version, a real version, not that bullshit animation they did. I'm so pissed at Netflix. Give us Yasuke.
Yasuka.
That's right up there with the who shall not be named.
Yeah.
That's our number one hatred movie.
Yeah, Trey and Courtney and Chuck talked about how bad Lakeith Stanfield did for about 2 years. I was like, get a guy a break, right? It's over.
What show is this?
No, but just everything about that series was trash.
What's that on that for years?
What show is this?
Lakeith Stanfield. Every time we mentioned bad voice,
I was hurt by
they brought it up. I was like,
what show is What show is this, sir?
Yasuke.
Yasuke. I was like, Jesus.
I was mad at Yasuke because I remember drinking a beer with LaShawn, talking about, I'm glad you got your show. I'm glad we may make this happen. He was so excited. And I was like, man. And he's like, I got Lakeith, I got Thundercat helping me with the music. I'm over talking to Thundercat, like, I can't wait. I'm excited about this. And
Chuck was excited. He was so excited that he changed the BingeWorthy schedule. We gotta support Yasuke. We had a whole different. We had like 3 days. We had like a whole other show planned to watch, and we were like, okay, we gotta support Yasuke. Okay, and then we started watching it. Like,
I was upset. I was heartbroken. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I can't win every time.
So every time we brought up an animation, right? I'd be like, well, how was the voice acting? They was like, well, it wasn't as bad as Yasuke. They did this for like 2 years.
You sound like a hater.
I forgot the show came out, but like I had such
low expectations. It was easy to forget. Forget it again.
I never watched it because it just didn't appeal to me.
I was heartbroken.
Well, what they put on screen didn't appeal to anybody.
Yeah.
We do have in the chat a lot of people looking for 2024. Nerdy Entrepreneur, Theo, The Acolyte. I don't know if it's supposed to come.
Star Wars
yeah.
Acolyte.
Oh yeah.
Acolyte.
Star Wars Acolyte.
Yeah, and the only reason I didn't bring
Skeleton
that
Crew.
up, is because you know what I'm saying. After the strike, everything seems to change. Like, and Disney has
Yeah.
a sliding schedule right now. Like they just announced today or yesterday that they're sliding Andor season 2 back to 2025. So they're not really putting out like solid release dates on when stuff is coming out. So we don't have no idea when that's coming out.
They slid out Kang too.
And the only thing that we do know is coming out is actually is coming out between this show and between this show and between when we start back up. So starting this Saturday will be What If season 2. So
Saturday? Oh,
Yeah,
right,
it's
9 days straight.
yeah, it's 9 days straight.
9 days straight.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, we did it.
Hey,
Binge.
you forgot
did I
me. Yes, you did.
You forgot Captain.
You
It's
forgot.
the eggnog. It's the eggnog.
You guys, the nog. It's the nog, girl. It's the nog.
They went on a tangent on the show that shall not be named, and he.
Thank you.
Oh,
We're
sorry.
not
Bring
naming
us
you
home,
again.
Catherine. Bring us home,
Yes,
Catherine.
Captain, please.
Hey,
Tell
all
us.
right. So before you said arcade, because I completely forgot that was coming out next year, so that will definitely be a show I'm very much looking forward to. There's another show which I know not everyone this show likes, but I really love the first season. Is Interview with the Vampire season 2. They replaced Bailey Bass, the actress who played as
Stop
Claudia.
referring to me.
No, they replaced Bailey Bass, who's the actress who played as Claudia. She's going to be on the other Avatar, the James Cameron BS Avatar movie.
Oh.
So, but so they have a new actress, Delaney Hale. Delaney, I'm not going to pronounce your last name. Sorry, don't want to mispronounce your name. But I really liked the first season. Enjoyed it. Acting and the visuals and the concept. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Arcane, definitely. If I didn't know about Arcane, it would have been that. Because I loved that first season. I've rewatched it multiple times. The art direction's fantastic. It gets steamy, and then also just the voice acting's great. And I don't mind Imagine Dragons. I know that's not everyone's favorite thing about Arcane. Okay, I've heard people like
I love Imagine Dragons.
Me too.
I think they're dope.
I've heard people just be like, "Oh, I don't like this Imagine." I'm like, "I love it. It works for this."
Works for the show.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those are kind of my two that I'm looking forward to next year. But yeah.
Yeah, that James Cameron, which I call Nevatar.
Isn't it called
Nevatar is never gonna get me again.
Isn't that what? Are
You
they
didn't see
doing?
the second one?
Aren't they doing Fire? Like they
Fire,
scared it.
yeah.
No, we
that
made
third
that
one.
up. Are they really doing
No.
Fire?
Yeah,
And
they are.
Michelle
Yeah.
Yeoh's in it, right?
Yeah.
Didn't Michelle Yeoh just
Michelle
join?
Yeoh's in
They're
this?
doing a
Screen
sitcom.
Fire.
Michelle
They're
Yeoh
basically
just
like the
joined
Chef.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Stop it. I was joking. Remember with Kai? We were
Yeah.
like, it's gonna be fire and they're gonna be red.
Yeah. And we were joking because of how much is just like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Nope,
Yeah.
but that's real. Yeah.
Yeah, so the actress Bailey Bass will be in Avatar instead of Interview with the Vampire. So
Yeah.
I guess it's the James Cameron money.
The Fire Tribe, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No. Oh my God. I was so not serious. And they're doing that?
Yeah.
Nevatar. Never gonna get me. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get me. Never gonna get
You know
it.
what's
Never gonna
sad?
get it.
I ended up watching that in a hotel last month in LA in the Snapchat thing, and I'm like, this looks horrible. I'm like,
You can't watch it on TV. You can't. Like, it's no purpose. Like, if you don't
looks
go to the movie theater to see it,
that
don't
is,
go see it.
but it should transfer better. Like, it's horrible. I'm like, this. They look like
It's horrible anywhere.
It is. It's horrible, but like it's horrible. It's like
But it's pretty in theaters.
yeah. I had to watch it
It
in 3D
is.
and got
It's
a
kinda like
headache,
Willow.
So
Yes. The greatest
Virtual
TV show
production
that came
of Willow,
out this year.
the great
And y'all
virtual-
disrespecting it.
Beautiful
Willow the
production.
musical.
The only way I'm gonna watch Nevatar is if it's on, if we do a group watch on Amazon Prime so that we can all sit somewhere. Oh, or maybe Disney Plus, because Disney Plus can't we all like talk like
Yeah, we
this?
can all talk. Yeah, you
Mhm.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do a group watch. We should live stream.
And you're just gonna clown the whole
That's a
time.
lot of time. That's a long
Oh
show.
God! Oh yeah,
It's a
10
3-hour
years, huh?
movie, Courtney.
It's 10 years.
Yeah.
We'll have to break it up.
Randy gonna
Hour
drink.
to hour.
Randy gonna drink 2 gallons of eggnog.
We all gonna need some eggnog to finish that.
You ain't lying.
I'm gonna look like this daggone free Rudolph, dude.
You know what they should have done with Avatar is have them play basketball. That would have been more entertaining.
Wow.
I mean, they had them black anyway. They blackified them. They may
They're
as
just
well.
tall as crap. They're just tall blue
But like they're
kitties.
also like, baby girl, I'm never gonna get over him. Baby girl, what's wrong? Listen, I need you to know that you're white. I need you to know that you're white and never call her baby girl ever again.
He can't say baby girl. He from Tennessee. That's how they
Yeah.
talk.
I don't care.
Oh,
He's
shit.
Australian.
But I don't remember. This is an Avatar.
His character from Tennessee.
I almost choked.
All right,
God damn
guys,
it.
we gotta wrap this thing on up.
Shit.
So let's have some parting words. So, Courtney, well, you're laughing. Rakai, give us some
Baby girl.
last
Okay,
words for
I
2024, 2023.
Look, I don't even know what year it is. I can't. Baby girl. I just want to tell everybody, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never gotta. I can't. Right? Listen,
Sean,
2020,
give us some last words.
2023.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in for 2023. We had a great season this season, a lot of great shows. 2024 is going to be interesting because we just survived the writers and the actors strike, and they're gone back into production. So it may be a light year, or they may have, or these studios may have to have some stuff in reserve that we haven't seen before. We look forward to seeing you all next year, where we're gonna hopefully break the 40 show mark and spend about 20,000 minutes watching shows for you all. We're doing this for you, nobody else, but for you all.
We're doing this for you all.
Doing this for you all. Hopefully we have good shows, and the shows we listed in the future, hopefully you get to watch all of them. And we can look at Shogun, and hopefully I'm wrong and it's not the great white savior story again.
We can do Avatar, and hopefully Randy's prediction will be true.
I hope it's good.
It's gonna change when they say his name is Ong.
Oh.
No, his name.
First
They say his
episode.
name correctly in the trailer, so I knew
See,
they
that's
already
just to
got
set
that
us
going
up.
for us.
That's just to set us up. They're gonna come and say, "Hey, baby boy, is your name Ong or Hank?"
When you said baby boy, it made me think of Baby Boy, the movie. They having Rames in there.
Maybe Tyrese will be in it too.
Tyrese
I'm
gonna
just
be in
barely
it.
putting all
Tyrese
that
gonna be in
together.
it.
Is you okay, Jody? Daylock, can you give us some parting words for 2023?
Thank you for letting me join as many times as I could, and so excited. And just to watch all the things that we just talked about that I haven't watched yet. And just really to wish everybody who we do this for safety and goodness as much as possible in this holiday season and into the new year, because we all deserve the goodness. So, I'm going to end on the hope tip, but
That's good.
yeah,
Oh,
I appreciate y'all.
I like it. I like it.
beautiful.
Catherine, what about you? Any parting words for 2023?
Ho, ho, ho. So you can't see my decapitated white Santa, but
Oh, we in it. We in it
Why
on the
did
dark.
you program that in?
Decapitated white Santa.
I got an ornament from an ornament party, and it was the CEO Santa, but he CDO'd all over the floor, and I just have a head now. But anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. Thank you for joining us this year. Look forward to next year, and it's been a pleasure. And happy holidays.
I'm better now. I'm
Yeah.
better now. I got
Yeah.
some words.
Okay.
We're going to go with Ricardi. We're going to go with you, Courtney.
Okay.
So, Ricardi, you got any parting words for 2023?
I am just so thankful for the BingeWorthy crew, this excellent staff of professionals that we have here in front of this camera and behind the camera. Can't forget Rodney. I think we had a great year. I've enjoyed my time so much on BingeWorthy since I was able to do some guest spots and then became kind of a permanent fixture. Looking really forward to 2024 and what that has to offer. So it's a lot of great stuff out there. So looking forward to it. Yeah, and also Digital Click, who put together so many of our dope graphics and like the stuff that you saw on the screen that Rodney was putting up, the past, present, future stuff. Like they do so much dope stuff for us. And I'm just really thankful and looking forward to the future of the Geekish Network as a whole. You know, I think for people who are familiar with this show, they need to get familiar with the other shows, Geek Beasts and Pod Squadron, and everything else dope that we're going to be adding to the portfolio in 2024.
We have a Star Trek show coming.
I know. I heard. I cannot wait. Can't wait.
I didn't hear.
Yeah, I did.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
How many Star Trek
I
shows
can't
are there?
wait.
I want to be on that one.
Right. That's what I was like. Oh. But happy holidays to everyone.
Good stuff. Miss Courtney Scott, right? You got any parting words for 2023?
Yes. This has been a really exciting time. Just bringing together, it started out with 4 people that just were fighting over the remote and having a good time talking about shows that they loved. And we've grown to have like so many incredible people join us. And also thank you to the people, our loyal friends and listeners who are in the chat with us, who share their thoughts. And I look forward to having more people and more friends offering their suggestions of shows we should watch, or just like kicking back and tossing questions to us. So thank you so much to all of you guys, because like they said, we do this because there are so many people that have a voice and want to talk about it, talk about shows that they're watching and maybe haven't found the right podcast to share that with. So hopefully we can be that for you. I'm looking forward to now that the writer's strike is, writers and actors are back and working and creating. I'm looking forward to seeing like what's new that we don't even know yet that's coming for us in 2024. So I just love TV, film, theater, and I am all set to see the next page, the next show, So season's greetings, happy holidays to everybody, and geek out and good night. Be safe.
Good stuff. To echo Rakai's sentiments, shouts out to Digital Click, right? They are our marketing and promotional partners. And as he said, they create all of the graphics that you see, on Facebook and promotions and that we put up. They create all of those things. So if your company is looking for marketing promotions, consider hiring Digital Click. And shouts out to Rodney. That's our technical director. He keeps us in line sometimes when we go a little bit off the tracks. He's like, bring it on back. We're trying to get up out of here in a timely manner. And not only that, he handles all of the transitions, technology, and all of those things. The only thing I'm going to say about Rodney is he's super dope. So we appreciate all of that. To Courtney's point, in 2019, we just got together on a Sunday afternoon and was talking shit about Transformers. 4 years later, we're on a fully fledged network, a fully fledged show with amazing people coming in. So we appreciate everybody that support us. Shouts out to in the chat, the Nerdy Entrepreneur, Mark, Theo, everybody that came out and support us, because the Geekish Network, we are for BIPOC people, Black, Indigenous people of color. We want to create content for people who enjoy this space, who look like you. So please support us, share us, like us, all of those good things, because in 2024, like Chuck said, we did 39 shows. We're going to mess that record up. We're going to do even more shows next year, right? We're going to do about 40 or 50 shows of that amazing hotness. What do you guys say, Chuck? I can't hear you.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, Chuck.
Oh, I realized. I said 50 shows. We only have 52 weeks.
Hey, we bringing that hotness next year.
We could bring 100, do 100 shows.
Do 100 shows.
Right, we'll do a special edition.
We do Wednesday and Friday shows.
Special edition, Marty Weeks. Yeah, we bringing that hotness in 2024. Yeah. All right.
We're gonna binge a show, a watch party show each
Hey,
week, each Friday to get
we
Randy
used to do that. We used to do watch party
party.
shows on Fridays. Yeah.
No, y'all had happy hour. You didn't have like
No,
it was
had
just
watch
y'all
parties.
after
We had watch
geekies.
parties. We had watch
We did
parties.
parties when we were
Oh,
back.
I didn't get invited.
You were there.
You were there.
We did the One Clue show when you told us that whatchamacallit was what's his name? Captain America. You was like Captain America is a great actor. We were like, are you out of your damn mind? And then we started arguing about the one Latina. You was like, she's average. We was like, if average is fine, and you was so we going back on air.
Yeah.
What show is this? I don't
It was a movie. It was a movie. It was
Knives Out.
Was it not?
Knives Out.
It was Knives Out. Yeah.
Right. Okay, I remember that now.
You're like, Chris Evans is amazing. Like what?
Like what? We were like what?
Had I been drinking?
That's when he came on the screen, and we were like,
I was.
We were like, he fine.
He was. Now
We
he's
know
married.
the reason why you thought he's a great actor. We understood.
He's married now, so I don't have to move on.
Oh, that changes everything.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a homewrecker.
All right, everybody. We've got a closing out slide. Stick around because it'll show us all the shows that we binge watch. And go to the YouTube channel or Twitch and check out some of our old shows. So Rodney, I'm gonna turn it over to you, man. Take us on home. See you guys later. See you guys 2024.
Bye.
Bye. Happy Honda days.
Happy Honda days.
Bye. All those shows.